All right, very nice, very nice. Okay, so as you can see, we have Alliance, which is formerly Team GG, going off against DR Esports. Now, X, both of these teams 2-0'd their opponents last week. We had Alliance defeating 16-Bit Gear and DR beating Team Reborn. We had speculated, since 16-Bit Gear had won a previous tournament just a couple of weeks ago, that they were going to be one of the top teams. And they kind of dropped the ball a little bit, although the games were pretty close. They did lose 0-2 to Team Alliance. So all that aside, the point I'm trying to make here, very confusingly and whiningly, is that these two teams are undefeated so far, and they look really good, and this should be a really good one.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a banger of a game. I think obviously Dave, we're looking forward to towards the Team Alliance towards the Team Alliance game, and actually there's some really interesting compositions as well. You can see we have a Wukong Malphite Misfortune Oriana combo. Like, that is a wombo combo in its own right, and actually Malphite should beat a Kennen in lane as well. Believe it or not, Malphite, yes, can actually beat a Kennen in lane. You just spam your first ability at him, try and stay out of the range of basic attacks as much as you can, and it can be quite difficult. And eventually, at level 5, you can all-in him before he can actually use his ultimate and kill you. So it's actually a lane matchup, and you can see the Kennen has actually gone a barrier for that particular reason, I think, because he knows that level 5 all-in is going to be a potential for him when we get to that stage of the game. The other so Kennen's mid, actually. Kennen is mid. I'm completely an idiot because there's also a Camille in the game. So Camille actually beats Malphite beats Camille earlier on, but obviously Camille starts to outscale Malphite. The reason Malphite can beat Camille is when Camille jumps in with a hook shot, you use your ground slam, you reduce her attack speed by a massive amount, and you trade more effectively with her. But yes, Kennen obviously being on the enemy squad does put a bit of a spanner in the works, because Kennen is a wombo combo in his own right.
Yeah, just before, did we mention the bands, by the way? They were Aurelion, Sol, Lee Sin, Gragas, and Brawl. Let me just throw that out real quick here. I'm trying to get my stream to catch up, because it's we're a little bit of Minecraft on that one side, so I'll have to see how this goes. In any case, like you mentioned, we do have this Lulu here, as well as the Misfortune up in the top lane, going off against the Alistair and the
Kennen carry. Okay, yeah, it's Kennen carry. Okay,
I was like, wait a second.
I couldn't see the perspective of the roster, so I couldn't quite see what their team comp was. I just saw that there was a Kennen in the game. Did not realize we were actually looking at Kennen AD carry. How do I feel about Kennen AD carry? I think AD Kennen is not good. Unless he plays AP Kennen in the bot lane. That would be my thought process. I think if you're playing AD Kennen, you're kind of wasting what makes Kennen good right now, which is the fact that his ultimate deals a ridiculous damage and has like very good scaling.
Well, we had looks like a flash in and a knockback here from the Alistair, and I was curious about the effectiveness of that, but it looks like it's going to work out just fine as they take out the Lulu and go for the Misfortune on the backside, and that is a quick 2-0 for DR Esports.
That was just a really good gank. I think, you shouldn't be winning that lane as an Alistair Kennen. That's just never going to happen. But it was just a very, very good gank from the Olaf. Olaf, in my opinion, is a very top-tier jungler right now. I think he's a top-tier Baron laner and a top-tier jungler. I think Olaf is just, in general, a good pick. I think he takes a little bit of skill to be able to play effectively, but I think Olaf in general is a very good pick right now, and that's just a great gank. I mean, again, that's the kind of gank that you need to make happen versus a Misfortune Lulu lane. I think Misfortune Lulu is one of the most oppressive lanes in the game in terms of lane poke. I think it's very difficult to outtrade them. Misfortune, even with her nerf, can continue to outtrade the majority of AD carries. I'm very interested to see what kind of build this Kennen is going to go, though. Obviously, I'm keen to see whether it is going to be an AP build or an AD build. Where's the Alistair gone? Oh, he's back now. That's fine.
Yeah, and to your point, obviously it was a great gig. I think that was exactly what DR is trying to do, right? They're kind of try to throw Alliance off a bit, and they're just going with a strange comp and kind of making up for the deficiencies by going for these planned ganks in advance. Like, I think like before the game even started, they're saying, okay, Olaf is gonna go with this jungle rotation, and we're gonna go at this time, and we're gonna kill these two at exactly this moment of the game, and that's gonna allow us to not fall too far behind.
Yeah, I mean, I think whenever you play into a Misfortune Lulu lane, you realize they're going to push. They, again, as you can see, they are just constantly pushing, even having been ganked before. They're essentially being pushing relatively unhindered. So yeah, I mean, you expect that this lane's going to push. So I imagine that they did path the Olaf with that specific direction. I think Olaf actually just did a topside clear. I think Olaf literally went from maybe Raptors to red to Krugs straight into the bot lane. I don't even think he started on his blue side of the map. So that was just an intentional attempt to sort of put that bot lane in a good position. The Alistar did leave lane quite a lot though. So the Alistar was basically giving up free turret plates here. So that gank may have been undone by the fact that we actually have 2 turret plates now going in favor of the Misfortune Lulu lane. And you can see that Lulu has now returned with a locket, and with 10 seconds to go until Dragon, that is a huge pickup. Rorks actually went for the Gargoyle enchant. Really interesting to go for the Gargoyle enchant, especially this early on into the game, because you don't have a huge amount of health that makes it super impactful. I guess it makes Alistar that much tankier in a teamfight situation alongside his ultimate. But I probably would have preferred the locket to what? Wait, what?
Okay, here comes the Kennen. They're jumping in on these two in that bottom lane here, but looks like they're going to get out. And oh my god, the re-engage comes here from Team Alliance. People are just getting knocked up left, right, and center. As it looks like the Malphite's going to be able to stay alive with a sliver of health in the end. 4 from DR end up going down, including Kennen, the Ahri, and the Olaf. And it's going to be what looks to be a 4-for-1 trade here for Alliance.
Okay, let's break that down. I don't know what the Lulu did here. She altered herself randomly. But look, the Kennen ultimate, it did no damage. Because I'm assuming it's AD Kennen, and then you saw the wombo combo come back into effect. The chain knockups into the Misfortune ultimate, into the shockwave is exactly what this composition is designed to do. And they got completely caught off guard by it. I mean, AD Kennen is not good. Don't play AD. If he's actually building AD items as well, like that's where my thought process is being questioned. Also, Locket is a great pickup versus a Kennen at first dragon fight. It kind of counters Kennen a little bit, but we have another dragon fight potentially opening up here.
Yeah, exactly. There was vision on to the dragon, and it looks like Alistar might be in a bit of trouble. The Olaf does pick up the dragon in the end. The Wildguard's going to go ahead and be put onto the Wukong, but he's going to go ahead and back off. Looks like Alliance is... Oh, I was going to say they're going to be happy with just the Olaf, but they get the kill onto the Alistar as well. So they lose the dragon, but get a 2-0 in exchange.
I think they'll take it. And again, like I said, it's completely fine to lose first dragon in the game. I believe that was was it a cloud dragon? Yeah, a cloud dragon. It's not even like most people consider cloud dragon to be relatively low impact. I'd say that cloud dragon in Wild Rift is more impactful than its PC counterpart. But again, like if you can utilize this advantage and take towers or do something, we've got another big fight opening up here. Holy moly!
Yeah, this was trying to analyze the last fight. They're going at it again, this time over the Riptail. This time, though, it's a complete team ace in favor of DR. So looking at that kill counter, exactly, looking at the kill counter up at the top, it's just seesawing back and forth and back and forth. That's going to be the Riptail spawn in the top lane, the bottom lane on your screen here, as mid lane's going to be pushed down as well. That mid turret's going, that all important mid turret, like you say, X, is going down. That means there's total jungle control. The Baron lane tower is going to fall as well. And just as we thought Alliance was taking control of this game, they piss it right away.
What I'd love to know what happened in the build up to that dragon fight. Right. So that's the Rift Herald fight. Like what on earth went on?
We were analyzing the other fight.
Yeah, I know. Like, what on earth happened to lead to that situation? Like Alliance felt so much stronger in those teamfight scenarios. The only thing that would make sense is that obviously previous to this, the teamfight was relatively disjointed and broken up. There comes the Hextech ultimatum from Camille.
Yeah, she does go on to the Misfortune, trying to get in here. Basically, every member from every team is getting in here. It looks like Lulu gets knocked back into the turret, but is able to run away in the end. Big ult comes out from Misfortune, as I believe she's able to take down 2. And this seesaws back in the other direction, X, as Alliance takes 2 more kills.
What is going on in this game? Like, it's just like... It's like fisticuffs. They're just slapping each other in the head, like taking it in turns to take a giant slap at each other's head. Like...
Okay. You analyze. I'm gonna look at the left screen. I'll look at the bottom left screen. You analyze the actual replay.
I mean, obviously the Hextech Ultimatum. This is a very ambitious Hextech Ultimatum versus a Lulu who has the ultimate. Again, Alistair chooses to headbutt the Lulu in, not a prime target that you're looking for. And again, the team was able to kite back. And one of the things that Lulu, I think, why the reason she's an S tier support is she's so good at supporting an attack speed based AD carry, like protecting them, peeling back for them. She can polymorph a threat. She can massively boost the attack speed you carry like this. I think Lulu is unparalleled in terms of supporting a hyper carry AD carry. And you saw in that fight, like, even though the Camille isolates her, tries to get her locked in the Hextech Ultimatum, which honestly was a bit of a bad Hextech Ultimatum. I think it was a desperation one to try and, I guess, stop the tower from falling. But it was completely unnecessary, in my opinion. Even though she did that Hextech Ultimatum, they were still able to keep her relatively safe. That was a good one, though, from Camille. She isolates the Orianna in the top lane and takes her down with the Ahri. But this is a wild game. Like, I guess all the action you were hoping for. Lulu with 100% kill participation, by the way. So Glace actually 100% involved in every team fight so far for Alliance.
That's what you like to see. In some place, TJ is smiling, even if he's sleeping. He does have like great support play.
I'm a support main, so I'm a big fan of good support players. I'm also a Lulu main at the moment, so I don't blame Glace for abusing this absolutely broken champion.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. I mean, now that we have a little bit of time to kind of chit chat, well, maybe not the Mountain Drake spawns. I was just gonna say that it was hilarious watching her just AFK, attack the turret earlier, just not even moving around. Normally, I just compared I'd move around, but I guess there's no global ultimate, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Mountain Drake does go over to Alliance, no contest at all. Bit of pressure down in the bottom lane, but that's gonna be all there is to worry about here for Alliance.
I'd still love to see the scoreboard so I can see if Kennen is actually going AP or AD or whether he's going like a hybrid build. That's the one thing I wish I could. That's the one thing I wish I could find out here, because I think if you're going, like, obviously you've got Camille and you've got Wukong, so you don't need the AD damage. Like, you've got two pretty good. You don't actually need to play AD Kennen at all, realistically. But yeah, I'm just kind of interested to see whether the build path is being positioned for as Kennen.
Alliance looks like they're kind of neglecting their bottom lane here as they're trying to take a position around the Baron potentially. I kind of doubt they're going to try to take it, perhaps just kind of scaring DR into making them think that they're taking it so they can get a kill. And it seems like it's being proven right here. Getting a little bit of Minecraft on my screen here, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going on.
Keeping an eye on I think it's Glace's stream right now as well on his Trovo channel, just making sure I'm keeping up with the action in high quality. But yes, they are. I mean, one of the things that I think the Doctors roster has going for them is they have got split push potential. We talk about it a little bit sometimes when it comes to team compositions, but Camille offers you a split pusher. So she's one of the few. I think she's one of the few champions. Why I rate her so highly. She's one of the few champions that I think can both split push and team fight. You can see Raven here. I mean, look at him go. Like, this is Misfortune with Lulu buffs on her all over the place, and she is just very, very insane. Oh, Ahri roams. That's so good. And this is what they've been doing all day, Game Doctor. They've been linking their solo laners up to go for sort of coordinated ganks onto the Malphite in that side lane, and there's nothing that the Alliance can do to punish it. They don't feel comfortable engaging into a Kennen. You can see they're just like, what do we do? Like, we need to punish for this. Although they say that they're going in onto the Olaf.
Yeah, it looks like, like you mentioned, they're just kind of like going back and forth here in this lane. It looks like he might be a little bit ahead of me, as I don't really see much action other than them going for the Baron right here. It looks like the Alistair is going to try to contest a little bit. He's getting a lot of damage onto him. The the Lulu is sticking around the Baron, but I don't think they have a really chance to take it. Alistair is still into the middle of the fight as they're getting aggressive on here by DR. Multiple members are extremely low. I think the Malphite is going to fall in the end. Or excuse me, that was the Wukong. Very blurry on my end. Okay, well, in the end, it looks like an entire team wipe from DR onto Alliance, and then 3 down on the other side. Apologies for that poor play. It's very hard to see what's going on.
Yeah, I think end of the day, I'm going to look at the Kennen. Come on, open the scoreboard again. Open the scoreboard. I need to see what the Kennen build is. Open the scoreboard once more. Open it again.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Oh my goodness!
It didn't feel like that Kennen ultimate did a lot of damage. That's all I'm saying. It felt like it was a relatively low impact in terms of damage ultimate. They didn't go for the Baron though. I actually genuinely think they may have been able to. Like Olaf has a lot of natural inbuilt sustain. It does look like it's AD Kennen from what I could see. Yes, it is. It's AD Kennen. I'm not a big fan. I'm when you've got an Olaf and a Camille, I'm not a massive fan of AD Kennen. However, they are winning the team fights, so I can't complain. Maybe Kennen Ultimate is just that broken that you don't even need to build AP, and it's still incredibly strong in these team fight situations. But nonetheless, I do think that Alliance are taking some relatively awkward team fights here. I think they need to look to. I think they need to look to set up with their wombo combo. I think they need to be proactive. I think if they're being reactive in these team fights, they're actually going to lose almost every time. They need to be the ones to place that Malphite ultimate into the Wukong ultimate, into the Misfortune ultimate as well. But they're going to try and burst this Baron right now.
Yeah, they're going for it, but they're going to get aggressive on here by DR in a very just kind of risky team fight at the very most. The Hexa comes out to try to lock down one of the members. Looks like that Alliance just kind of has to run away from this one as multiple members of them are falling and no kills on the other end. The Misfortune goes down, the Wukong goes down, so too does the Malphite, and our Lulu is in trouble trying to fight back the best that they can. Orianna goes down in the end. This might be a complete wipe for 0 kills in return. And DR out of nowhere completely dominate.
That is so risky to go for that Baron right there. Like, it's so greedy. You don't have any advantage. Like, as soon as they turn up, the good thing about the way Doctor played that fight, if you look at where it was right at the start, I don't know if we get that opportunity, but right at the start of the fight, the way that they were split, they had Ari coming in with another member of their team through the blue buff entrance. They had Olaf running in from the center of the map. They were making sure that there was not going to be an easy opportunity for a Malphite ultimate off the back of that team fight. That was super clever and played exactly against the way that I think Alliance were looking to set up their team fights. Because Alliance, as soon as they see an opportunity, click that Malphite ultimate, go into the team fight, combo it with the Wukong, layer the Misfortune ultimate over the top. Obviously, Olaf does throw a spanner in the works here because he can just avoid all CC and he can just run your Misfortune down. But that's what Lulu's there for. Lulu's there to protect her as much as possible, right? So if you split up, it makes it very difficult for you to choose the right opportunity to go in, with the Malphite ultimate. And that's what I think is causing Alliance issues here. I think the positioning of the Doctor team is super, super clever with the way that they're approaching these neutral objectives fights.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, just Alliance, the fact that they go for the Baron in the first place just makes it so difficult because of the fact that, like you mentioned, they do get split up in that situation, makes it so hard to engage on the opposing team. It looks like I'm in a bit of a better situation here with regards to my stream. Oh my god, as I say, there's an engage coming in. The Kennen tries to get as much damage as possible. Low is the Lulu. The Misfortune has a wild growth on her, and she actually is able to pick up one of the kills before she runs away. She has the Ignite on her. Can she stay alive? She's running for her life. In it comes the Olaf to finish the kill onto the Lulu, but on the chase is the Orianna. She's going after that Alistair. He's extremely low, but there's people chasing onto this Orianna as well. Can she make this happen? Pops the ult. She's unable to get out. There comes the ult from the Misfortune, but she gets jumped on here by the Ari and taken out in a matter of seconds. So that means that the Orianna, the Lulu, and the Misfortune are down. It's going to be up to this Alistair and this Wukong to try to save the day. On the other side, the Kennen has fallen, but this still is a 4 versus 2 situation here in favor of DR. They're pushing in into these turrets. Can they make it happen? They get one mid inhibitor turret down, pushing in on the top lane here. The Lulu's back in 10 seconds. Are they going to push on this top inhibitor turret? Low is the the Olaf, but saved by the Alistair. Clone comes out here from Wukong, and Camille's pushing in, but here comes Lulu, and at the end of the day, it's a crazy situation, but the mid inhibitor turret goes down, and the objectives are yet to spawn.
Well, I mean, look, if anyone's wondering why I still rate Alistair S tier as or S plus tier as a support alongside Lulu, there is no other support that can do what he did just there. Like, he soaks so much damage. Like, that's why Alistair is good in these teamfight situations. His ultimate is completely busted. Like, how much damage this guy can soak in a teamfight without having the relative items to back him up as a tank is absolutely insane. And so you could just see how much time Alistair wasted against this Misfortune in that fight there. I still think AD Kennen is a complete int, but do you know what? It doesn't matter because the rest of the team, running with the Camille, the Olaf, they are running down the important members in these team fights. The Baron is now being threatened. Camille is looking for a split push at this point in time. This is going to be a do or die team fight for Alliance, and I feel like they're just getting a little bit outscaled at this point. They're going to really rely on the power of the Misfortune in the late game to be super effective. But I think realistically, Kennen and Olaf can essentially do the Baron by themselves. I wouldn't be surprised to see this Baron drop.
Ooh, missed opportunity there for the side of Alliance. They try to get a pick, but unable to do so using the wild growth in the meantime. And like you mentioned, the Baron does go the way of DR, and they're going to be pushing on all lanes at the moment. You see those peak minions, those oh so powerful peak minions. I think they have the power of love on their side X.
Oh, this is going to be a rough one. It's going to be Infernal Dragon spawning soon as well, and of course we're going to need all of the ultimates if you want to even have a sliver of a hope for Alliance in these team fights. And I think that I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely think it'll be close for that Malphite ultimate and that Misfortune ultimate to come back off cooldown. Looks like Camille's going in onto the Malphite. As I said, eventually the Malphite loses to the Camille in the side lane.
Yeah, we have a big engage here, and the Lulu goes down absolutely immediately as everyone just going at each other. Multiple GAs popped as we have Olaf, or excuse me, that's the Camille getting the final kill onto that Orianna, and that finishes the job. That is a 5-4-0 with the Baron lanes pushing, and a huge win here for DR over Alliance.
Yeah, it was just really clever team fight play, and I think there was that one team fight right at the start of the game where they were managed to wombo combo their abilities together, but every other time I saw Alliance fail to get the opportunity to combo their ultimates together to make that team fight work the way they wanted to, and even AD Kennen appears to be super busted, well, his ultimate at least. Good play. I think realistically the MVP for me that game was both the Camille and the Olaf. Honestly, their side lane pressure. I mean, 1-4 and 17 on the Ken isn't exactly like he popped off, right? But I mean, Camille in the side lane comboing with both the Ari to take out the Malphite over and over again, and just how powerful Olaf was in team fights. That was insane.